What if we travel space and experience the vastness of the cosmos? How about traveling through time and witness the very beginning of everything? Journey to the Earth's extremes to unlock the secrets of the universe. Hello scientists, it's me, Teacher Paul Gonzon, your adventure partner. I am at a higher energy level today because you are there and spending time to learn and have fun with me. Come and join me as we blast off the rocket ship of new learnings. Let's go and let's Earth. Imagine Earth.
Our lesson is for you to master the nature of Earth and life science intended for grade 11 senior high school. Today, we will be exploring the planet Earth and its subsystem. Here are our objectives. As we navigate the lessons, you are expected to 1. Describe the characteristics of Earth that are necessary to support life. Number 2. Explain that the Earth consists of 4 subsystems, across whose boundaries matter and energy flow.
Before we proceed, here are our reminders. Check your prior knowledge of the lesson from your junior high school science subject. Listen and pay attention to the details. And bring with you your paper and pen for jotting down important concepts of the lessons. Imagine Earth on how it all started, during its creation, and its story. Imagine Earth. There are 7.8 billion on the total number of the world's population, and over 7 million species of plants and animals journey together in a vast space. We share the same ride, the same planet, and the same spaceship. You heard it right, a spaceship. Don't you know that we are all passengers on the huge spaceship? We are all riding on it at this very moment. We call it the Earth. We know that the Earth is moving about our Sun in a very nearly circular orbit, or elliptical orbit. It covers this route at a speed of nearly 30 kilometers per second, or 67,000 miles per hour. Let us explore our planet. Earth is the only planet which is the third on its distance from the Sun.
It is the only place we know of so far that's inhabited with living organisms. Our astronomers are working on the explorations of other planets that we may consider as habitable.
Just a part of the vast universe is the solar system. From the previous concepts learned, we already know the identified planets in the solar system. There are 8 planets. The planets in order from the Sun, based on their distance, are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
If we compare the 4 planets closest to the Sun, which is also known as the inner planets, Earth is bigger compared to Mercury, Mars, and Venus.
Science trivia! Do you know that the name Earth is at least 1,000 years old? Yes, you got it right.
All of the planets except for Earth were named after Greek and Roman gods and goddesses.
But how did Earth get its name? During the 5th century AD, when the Germanic tribes migrated to Britain, the word Earth came from the Anglo-Saxon or English-German word Erda, and its Germanic equivalent Erde, which also means ground or soil. Well, no one is quite perfectly sure about who named our planet and where this name sprung up from. As one does often with linguistic culture, we cannot deny the fact that it is quite special on its own. What is certain of all the planets' names, Earth is the only one in our solar system that does not come from the Greco-Roman mythology. And let's zoom into the Earth's interior, the core. Our planet has a molten nickel-iron core which gave rise to an extensive magnetic field, which, along with the atmosphere, shields us from the harmful radiation coming from the sun. What makes Earth special? What do you think are the characteristics of the planet Earth that makes it different from all other planets? For example, if we pick a planet, and this planet has living organisms on it, they can breathe and live on its surface since it can provide their needs like air, food, water, and other important needs to survive. A planet's habitability or ability to harbor life results from a complex network of interactions between the planet itself, the system it's a part of, and the star it orbits. The standard definition for habitable planet is one that can sustain life for a significant period of time. That is what we call planetary habitability. Do you get that? Don't worry, let me tell you more about it.
Here are the factors that make a planet habitable.
Number 1 is temperature. Temperature influences how quickly atoms and molecules move. If our planet experiences low temperatures, it will make the chemicals to react slowly, which interferes with the reactions necessary for life. Also, low temperatures freeze water, making liquid water unavailable. Now, if temperature is too much, at about 125 degrees Celsius, protein and carbohydrate molecules and genetic materials like DNA and RNA start to break apart. Also, high temperature quickly evaporates water. Life seems limited to a temperature range of minus 15 degrees Celsius to 115 degrees Celsius. In this range, life thrives and water exists as liquid. Number 2 is the Earth's atmosphere. Our atmosphere serves as the Earth's blanket that shields the surface from the harmful radiation and provides chemicals needed for life, such as nitrogen and carbon dioxide. If planets are too small, it has insufficient gravity to hold an atmosphere. The result? Gas molecules escape to space, leaving the planet without an atmosphere that covers and will serve as a protective shield.
If you look at the atmosphere of Venus, it is 100 times thicker than the Earth's. Venus' atmosphere is made almost entirely of greenhouse gases, making the surface too hot for life. The 4 giant planets are completely made of gas. These planets are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. They are made up of hydrogen and helium. You couldn't stand on the surface of the planet because it's not solid.
Number 3 is the energy present to a planet. Energy is the capacity to do work as we knew it. It comes into different types or forms. Without energy, the organisms will have no light to use, or there will be no chemical energy to run their life processes. When there is too little sunlight or too few of the chemicals that provide energy to cells, organisms die. Light energy can be a problem if it makes a planet too hot or if there are too many harmful rays, such as ultraviolet. Too much UV rays from the sun can damage the genetic material in your skin cells. If this DNA damage builds up over time, it can lead to skin cancer. But with a sufficient amount of either light or chemical energy, cells can run the chemical reactions necessary for life. The last factor, which is number 4, are the nutrients. Different nutrients are used to build and maintain an organism's body.
For us humans, nutrients are from the food that we eat. They are categorized as proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. and they all perform the vital functions for us to live.
Without chemicals to make proteins and carbohydrates, organisms cannot grow. Planets without systems to deliver nutrients to its organism, like the water cycle or the volcanic activity, they cannot support life. Also, when nutrients are spread so thin that they are hard to obtain, such as in a gas planet, life cannot exist. Too much nutrients is not a problem. However, an active circulation system such as a constant volcanism on Jupiter's moon, Io, the churning atmospheres of the gas planets, interferes within an organism's ability to get enough nutrients. All solid planets and moons have the same general chemical makeup, so nutrients are present. Those with the water cycle or volcanic activity can transport and replenish the chemicals required by living organisms. Wow, that was a tough ride! Now that you're able to differentiate the factors that make the planet habitable, can you narrate those factors again? Temperature, atmosphere, energy, and nutrients. That is great! We are now familiar with the different factors. Let us go further and explore more of our home planet. Our planet is one large system, and each of the parts acts as a subsystem. They all work together to make Earth the habitable place that we know it to be, and we call this part spheres. It has 4 subsystems: hydrosphere, geosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. Let us take a look to the city of majestic waterfalls, Iligan City. This is the famous Maria Cristina Falls. The 320 feet tall waterfalls does not only display its glorious beauty, but it is also valuable to the locals here. The strong current of the falls has an estimated capacity for about 200 megawatts, which supplies 70% of the entire Mindanao's electricity. How did it happen? The kinetic energy of the falling water is being converted to mechanical and to electrical energy. The Mindanaoans enjoy the abundance of its waters and energy converted into electricity for the households and industrial consumption. The water part of the Earth, which circulates among oceans, continents, glaciers, rivers, waterfalls, and including the atmosphere, is the hydrosphere. Hydro is from the Greek word which means water. Because of this, Earth is sometimes called blue planet or the water planet. But the question is our planet made up of only water or land? How about the air? Now, let's try to have a closer look of geosphere. Geo comes from the Greek word which means ground. It basically means that it is related or something to do with the Earth. It is kind of like the skeleton of our planet, since all of the other spheres are found on top of it. The geosphere is the solid part of the Earth. It is composed of the entire planet from its core to its crust. Even the semi-solid land underneath the crust is part of it. If it is from solid Earth, they are part of the geosphere. As simple as that. It is very important to remember that when we talked about geosphere, it includes only the non-living things. Now, the air you breathe is the gas mixture that forms on the Earth's atmosphere, which comes from the Greek word atmos, meaning air. Yes, we cannot really see the atmosphere or hold it, but it can be found everywhere and covers the entire planet like a huge blanket. Primarily, the atmosphere is composed of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% other gases. The last sphere is the biosphere. The word bio means life. All life forms that exist on Earth are part of it, including those in the sea, on land, and in water. And of course, all human beings are part of this subsystem. It is often called the large ecosystem, yet a very thin layer of the Earth's surface. Most of us associated the Earth with land masses or the continents. Others may only think of the air and water that makes our planet unique in our solar system. But only a few people got the idea of how interconnected these systems are with each other. And all living organisms are constantly interacting with land, air, and water. That is how the Earth's subsystem works. The sun radiates the main source of energy that reaches the Earth's surface. Solar radiation heats energy's surface unevenly. This uneven heating causes the air in the atmosphere to move.
The sun's energy heats ocean water unevenly, turning water into gas, condense, forming into clouds, then pour as rain or snow, or simply exhibiting the water cycle. Let's take a look at this food chain. See how energy flows and the subsystems involved in this scenario. Energy enters the biosphere as sunlight. Plants need light energy, water, and nutrients in order to survive. Then, the plants change this energy into chemical energy through the process of photosynthesis. Then, the energy is passed to organisms that eat the plants. Energy and matter is also passed between organisms when they eat one another. The transfer of energy and matter does not stop when a living thing dies. Dead organisms are consumed by decomposers, such as bacteria and fungi. The decomposers break down the remains into simple materials. These materials, such as carbon dioxide, are used by plants to make food during photosynthesis.
Here is a recap.
1. Planet Earth is considered habitable because of the following reasons. It has the right distance from the Sun. It is protected from harmful solar radiation by its magnetic field. It is kept warm by insulating atmosphere. And it has the essential components for life, including water and carbon. 2. Earth is different from other planets in a way that it is the only planet with liquid water on the surface. Earth, Venus, and Mars may have similarities and differences. 3. The four spheres of Earth are the hydrosphere, atmosphere, geosphere, and biosphere. 4. Energy and matter flow through the Earth's subsystem.
Do you want more about our planet? More features and fun-filled experience on the planet that harbors life. I am your adventure partner, Teacher Paul Gonzon, saying, imagine Earth on what we will explore tomorrow. I Earth, imagine Earth.